this doesn't sound like a really nice advice, but this is you'll thank me later kind of advice, okay? Know who your friends really are. I know that sounds bad, but when when you want to start VTubing or when you start streaming, right? Know who are your friends and when who are just like, okay, friend, you know? Here's the thing, right? When you're streaming or when you're a content creator, when you're a VTuber, etc., your life is public. Whether you like it or not, you can try and keep some stuff private, but a majority of your life will be public. The shit you do, the things you like, your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes, everything. People will know. So keeping that in mind, if you can keep things private, keep them private. Not everything has to be public. I overshare a lot. That is very true. I tend to overshare a lot, but I have a lot of things that I am very like private about that I don't talk to anyone about, right? It's not something bad. It's just like those things that you don't really want the public to kind of... It's not that you don't want the public to know. It's just you don't want the public to have an opinion about it, you know? Because when you talk about stuff, right? Let's say you talk about how close you are with someone, or you're talking about your family relationships to a detail, like super detailed. People will have opinions. You can never stop people from having an opinion. What you can do is not tell them. So that is, that's technically two advice. One, keep the private things extra private. Not everything has to be public. Two, know who your friends are, because these friends, if you tell them stuff, right, you're telling them very private information about yourself, very private struggles, or anything, you know, anything that's private and supposed to be private. If you don't know them well enough, they can use it against you one day. And I know that sounds horrible, but that is true. There are a lot of people, not a lot, but there are people that will kind of just, you know, use your things against you if it seems to be the best choice for them. So they're not bad people. It just, there are, right? Like, you're not actually that close with them in the first place. So, I know this is bad, but this is my genuine advice. If you want to start streaming, you want to start VTubing, this is your first time doing it, network as much as you like. Just make sure you know who your real friends are. The people that stick with you during the hard times, the people that support you when they have nothing to gain. You remember those people. Don't remember like, oh, this person that has clout is my friend. No, that is just a person with clout. And it's fine to say it. Like, if you see me as like, oh, this is where I get my clout from. Like, this is where I get my viewers from. This is where I get like promoted from. That's fair, right? That doesn't mean I'm your best friend. Because you don't know each other that close yet. Don't just randomly trust a stranger. You know, in the internet, right? Like, with the internet, man, trust is very, very blurred. You know what I mean? So, trust your gut. When, like, you gotta remember, these people are still strangers by the end of the day. Until you really, really know them, my advice is not to tell them anything that you don't want anyone to know about. Like, keep your friends really close. Remember the people that were there for you when you needed it the most and they didn't gain shit from. Those are the people you should never let go of. Aside from that, use your own wisdom, you know what I mean? But honest advice is, yeah, keep things private. Public, fine, but like, if you can keep things private, keep it private. If you don't want people to give an opinion, don't let people know. That's fine. The world doesn't have to know your business. I know there are people that are like, wait, why aren't you being transparent? You don't need to know that. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be mean, that's just realistic. When, let's say it's like, oh, chat, I have an argument. This is an example. I didn't have an argument, right? It's like an example. I just had a big argument with my mom. And then I decide to go on stream and I tell chat about it. I'm like, chat, I had an argument with my mom. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. God, I fucking hate my mom. The things you say, you can't ever take back. And now there's like genuine digital proof of how you feel. You know, like if you say like, I hate my mom, I never liked her, blah, blah, blah. One day, let's say you want to like fix your relationship with your mother, and then it's like kind of developing and you're telling chat about it's like, oh, actually, I've reached out to my mom. We're kind of like, you know, working on it. There are communities that are wise enough to be like, oh, good on you. But there will be people that are like, wait, you shouldn't. Like, she doesn't deserve your forgiveness. She doesn't deserve this. You shouldn't be friends with her. You shouldn't be closer with her. You had an argument one time, blah, blah, blah. And that will sway your mentality. That's your life. That's your choice. Whoever you want to be friends with, whoever you want to keep in your life, that is your choice. But now you have a digital footprint, and people now have an opinion. And now, one day in the future, they're like, fuck, I should have been closer with my mother. Why didn't I talk with my mom? Who are you going to blame? You know? So, my best advice, if you can keep it private, keep it private. Sometimes people's opinion may not actually help. Sometimes they want to look out for you, but that is not the best, right? Having an opinion from one person you trust is probably the best choice. Getting opinion from hundreds of people who don't really know everything about you and you don't know anything about them, not the best advice. So, yeah. And that's coming from me. Like, I overshare a lot. Like, I am a very big TMI person. I share a lot of my shit, right? When I do something, I tell chat, I'm like, oh, chat, this happened, that happened. But I still shut the fuck up. You know, I don't tweet my problems. There's a difference there. When I have my problems, I don't tweet about it. I don't go like, guys, this is like, I'm gonna be away with you. This happened and I'm blah, blah, this bad, blah, blah. I don't do that because people will have an opinion. And it's not that it's a bad thing to do. It's just sometimes the opinion fucking sucks. It's just not it, you know? It will sway you subconsciously. Don't let other people dictate your life. It's your choice. Whoever you choose to keep in your inner circle, that is completely your choice. This advice is mostly about relationships, right? Not as in dating in general. Like relationships with your friends, relationships if you have a partner, then your partner, your family members, those people. You don't have to talk about it. It's fine to not talk about it. You know?
You done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you so hot that I melted. I fell right in the quiet. I have tears in my eyes before the cool done over.